Hello, a very good evening, and glad to have you join us on NTA Channel 5 News at 7. I am Blessing Damfulani. Remember to join our YouTube channel on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. And starting from the State House, the federal government's quest towards reinforcing the fiscal foundation of the country has achieved a milestone as the much talked about tax reforms bills has been signed into law, harmonizing the entire tax system in the country. President Bola Tinubu signed the 2025 tax bill this Thursday in the State House. Details in our subsequent bulletin. And building and revitalizing economic fortunes of the nation through the provision of critical infrastructure will continue to receive topmost priority of the administration. President Bola Tinubu stated this in a message delivered by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio at the inauguration of Kubo Bus Terminal. Details in our subsequent bulletin again. And now to politics. The All Progressives Congress APC in Buari Area Council has successfully conducted its chairmanship primary election ahead of the 2026 Area Council polls. At the end of the keenly contested process, Joshua Ishaku Musa emerged as the APC's chairmanship candidate. Observers at the event commended the peaceful and transparent nature of the process, describing it as a model for grassroots democracy. Party leaders also used the occasion to call for unity among members and support. Meanwhile, in Buari Area Council, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has elected its flag bearer for the chairmanship position. Julius Adamu emerged winner of the party's primary in an exercise described as peaceful and credible. Julius Adamu, who emerged as the party's flag bearer, secured a clear lead with 19 votes out of the total cast. His closest contender, Bitrus Jabida, gained 6 votes, while 3 other aspirants received 1 vote each. Bello Bulus Zaki did not receive any vote. Executive Chairman of Buari Area Council, John Jabaya, congratulated the winner and charged him to uphold the ideals of the party, foster reconciliation, and run an inclusive campaign that prioritizes the needs of the people. And with the primary now concluded, the political parties in Buari Area Council are shifting focus to campaign strategies and grassroots mobilization as it sets its sights on the 2026 council elections, while the Labour Party in the FCT has slated Saturday, the 28th of June, to run its primaries. Moving on, parliamentary businesses go with responsibilities, privileges, and pressures. As a legislator rather should exercise these responsibilities, enjoy the privileges, and absorb pressures for encompassing development of the country. This maxim was validated by the Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, during the 5th public lecture series of Nasarawa State University, KAFI. Muhammad Awalu reports.
In a democratic governance, legislative arm of government is responsible for lawmaking, executive oversight, authorization of public expenditures, representation of the interests of the constituents, among others. In Nigeria, there are some conventions that go with the legislations, such as pressures mounted outside the parliamentary scope. It is on this premise that the Speaker of the 10th House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, delivered the 5th public lecture series of Nasarawa State University, KAFI, titled Legislating Under Pressure, The Realities of Lawmaking in Nigeria. Abbas posits that, in Nigerian political context, there are other pressures that go with legislative businesses, which must be balanced.
Legislators are expected to act as both national policy makers and local development agents, often compensating for inadequate local government structures and addressing community needs.
Vice Chancellor of the Tertiary Academic Institutions, Professor Saadatu Hassan Liman, says the university will continue to provide platforms for intellectual discourse that will be beneficial to Nigeria and the global community.
The challenges of lawmaking in Nigeria are multifaceted, and they require great skill, political acumen, patriotism, dedication, and courage to navigate the complexities of constituent demands, public perception, and media influence, especially now that the conventional media outlets operate side by side with the social media.
Your determination, your views, your decision, your mission to make the Nigerian nation a progressive democracy.
When parliamentarians absorb pressures, are likely to have pleasure. From Chifi Muhammad Awalu, NTA News.
The world is currently caught in the middle of a supremacy battle in between two of the world's leading tech, the artificial intelligence and the world's leading tech. The artificial intelligence and the world science and technology, rather. And while they are at it, Nigeria is not just standing by as giants and the FCT Education Secretariat and Department of Science and Technology are leading Nigeria's frontier to become one of the big tech players as they are grooming young innovators that will use artificial intelligence in creating ideas in improving the economy of the country. Hadiza Godwin Ebuni was at the maiden edition of the FCT School Entrepreneur Competition.
Stand up for the incredible 3 students, representatives of Government Science and Technical College, Area 3, Keruki. Their first place is worth more than just a podium place. It is an incredible experience of brilliance and quick adaptation. According to them, when they arrived for the competition, they never expected what was on ground but kept hope alive.
It was just at the last minute because we didn't expect it at all. Because yesterday during the program, we missed a question, so it just came at the last second. Like when we heard our name, it was a shock because we were already down and in tears somehow, because all our hard work was going to be put in vain and we didn't want it. We missed preps, we missed class, most of us missed tests, but at last we still earned something from that.
Well, personally, I feel amazing because we came into this competition to really win, and we got to a place more than where we expected, so we're really happy.
I don't feel bad, but then we're hoping for first, and we believe that next time we'll do a lot better.
I feel so great, so happy that the media edition of using artificial intelligence to enhance entrepreneurship, our school came first. Yes, and today is the world of AI. When you see this, tomorrow you see another one, and then the only option we have is to catch the young ones.
On ground to witness the success and innovative teams are the giants in the FCT Education Secretariat, who lauded the team and the incredible brilliance. They said the challenge that the team faced was to encourage and groom them early for the ICT world.
We want to inculcate AI, artificial intelligence, into entrepreneurship. The role, how AI, artificial intelligence can help to facilitate entrepreneurship.
Seeing what our children display, wow, I know that we have a future, we have hope for this generation.
The Nigerian students, if enabling environment is actually created for them, they can go places. And this is also in line to be in tandem with Mr. President's Renew Hope agenda.
The Young Innovators magazine was unveiled and awards were given to some individuals who have contributed to the growth of education in the FCT. The General Manager, Abuja, Mr. Paul Ate, was given a Medal of Honor and Award of Appreciation for supporting school and entrepreneurship and innovations in the FCT schools. Yours sincerely received the award on behalf of the General Manager. Hadiza Godwin Ebuni, NTA News.
We earlier reported to you that Kubo bus terminal was inaugurated by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Well, here comes the report by Onoze Yakubu.
The inaugurated Kubo bus terminal is expected to serve as an inter- and intra-transportation hub of the FCT that will accommodate high volume of commuters, thereby enhancing seamless movement. Stakeholders say the terminal will also address the challenge of coping with unauthorized and chaotic transportation system experienced in the past by commuters plying FCT routes.
The contract for the construction of this bus terminal was awarded on 17th May 2024 by the FCTA to Mr. Planet Projects Limited, the same indigenous contractor that executed the already commissioned Maboshi bus terminal.
The construction of Kubo bus terminal does not only address the growing transportation needs of a rapidly expanding population, but also stand as a testament to Mr. President's Renew Hope agenda, who is committed to urban renewal and organized mobility within the FCT.
You don't need to be watching on the road, so I don't have problem of one chance. You don't know the vehicle that will convey you. Here you come into this place. You are sure of the vehicle, you are sure of the driver. But I have entered the vehicle and the driver is good. So if anything happens, you'll be able to know that this passenger enters also vehicle and who is driver of that vehicle is also person.
President Bola Tinubu, represented by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, reiterated his administration commitment to impacting positively on the lives of the people by providing critical infrastructure. He commends the FCT minister for actualizing the renewed hope agenda in the territory.
First of its kind in our nation's capital, and I dare say in our entire nation. The decision of my administration to prioritize high-impact transportation infrastructure, among which is this bus and taxi terminal, is premised on the undeniable fact that no nation around the world has been recorded to have made any noticeable progress without modernization and expansion of its critical public mobility and public utilities.
A similar bus terminal was inaugurated in the Mabushi district of Abuja. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
And the Fulbe Development and Cultural Organization has thrown its weight in the research findings that calls for an improved socioeconomic opportunities and equal rights of citizenship and political inclusion for pastoralists in Nigeria, with an urgent call to address media stereotyping and ethnic profiling of nomads. This was during a one-day workshop to disseminate findings of the research projects conducted across 6 states of the country. Abdullahi Ajia reports that the research was supported by international development partners.
It is a gathering of think tanks as stakeholders in the Nigerian project of peace building and mainstreaming under the auspices of a non-governmental organization, the Fulbe Development and Cultural Organization, FUDECO, established 5 years ago with the mission objectives of making far-reaching impacts on the socio-economic lives of pastoralists in Nigeria. One of its breakthroughs is the intellectual research findings done in collaboration with development partners that exposes the generality of the huge gaps that exist in the everyday life of Fulbe cattle rearing communities in the country. Professor Abba Tahir dissects the findings with issues of discrimination, exclusion, equal rights violations, gender inequality, poor access to education, among other matters, top on the revolution.
We want to drive home the point that we are all equal mutual stakeholders in the Nigeria project. Each one of us, regardless of your tribe, your culture, your profession, or your educational status, you have a particular role to play in society, and we need ourselves. We are one.
FUDECO is preparing members across on how to achieve peace across Nigeria in all the states of the Federation. How do we achieve peace, mutual coexistence, then live together, and then forge ahead, and then protecting our lifestyles, our citizens, how our children can attend school, how can we now relate with others without any intimidation or crisis.
An array of stakeholders from government and private institutions are deliberate in their cross-fertilization of ideas and solutions that are critical to closing the gaps.
We need a kind of communication between the pastoralists and the government. Proper communication channel should be established where they can hear them out, where they can equally listen to them.
How can the families benefit the Ummah as a whole? How can we translate the ideas that the research generated into practical action?
We first started with education. From 2021 to date, we are able to establish 11 primary schools.
The organizers said this conversation will continue with relevant institutions until there is a change in the false narrative that perceives the Fulbe tribe in bad light, which negates their constitutional rights as citizens of Nigeria. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
And now to religious matters. The Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar, has declared Thursday, 26th of June 2025 as the first day of the Muharram 1447 after Hijrah, marking the beginning of the Islamic New Year. This is contained in a statement issued by the chairman of the Advisory Committee on Religious, Junaidu, the Waziran Sokoto. With hearts burdened for a peaceful and prosperous Nigeria, members of the Fellowship of Christian Workers International converged for their 12th annual National Press Summit at Nigeria shall begin. George Jutubo reports.
In a show of patriotism and spiritual commitment, civil servants under the aegis of the Fellowship of Christian Workers International gathered to seek divine intervention for the nation. With prayers focused on the president, his cabinet, the judiciary, legislature, security agencies, and the economy, participants declared their hope for a transformed Nigeria free from insecurity and economic hardship. Guest speaker Reverend David Okonna reminded attendees that no situation is permanent. He emphasized the power of collective prayer and faith, noting that when believers call on God in unity, He will heal and restore the land.
Definitely a time is coming that God will visit Nigeria, because our prayer is not in vain. As we have prayed, we have received grace to stay in our uniqueness, to help this nation. Surely Nigeria shall be good.
We deem fit as a body of Christ, there is need for us to gather ourselves and cry unto Jehovah, the creator of the universe, the only one that has solution to every problem, to please by his mercy intervene.
National coordinator of the fellowship, Evangelist Israel Adeyanju, shared that the vision to continually intercede for the nation was divinely inspired and has remained the driving force behind the annual prayer gathering.
God now told me that I should gather civil servants together to pray for Nigeria, that we are eating one pot. If this pot break, it will affect us. So then we started this prayer, and since that time they are praying this prayer all over the nation.
The Bible said if we can humble ourselves and pray for our country, it shall be well. So reform of the country starts from us, because we are the citizen.
We need prayer for peace, we need prayer for development, we need prayers for enlargement, we need prayers for our nations to be good and for restoration of the glory and beauty of Nigeria.
The congregation, with hearts lifted in gratitude, worshipped and interceded for divine mercy and national restoration, praying fervently for peace, progress and God's glory to be made manifest in Nigeria. Mariam George, Jitubo, NTA News.
And up next is Sports Brief.
World record holder Tobi Amosun returned to winning form with a dominant victory at the Ostrava Golden Spike, clocking 12.45 seconds in the women's 100 meters. Amosun's win performance in Paris, where she finished second with a time of 12.24 seconds. Meanwhile, track icon Shirley Ann Fraser-Price has announced that this year will be the last dance on her legendary career with her final appearance at the Jamaican National Championships. The five-time world champion expressed her gratitude to her fans and sponsors, saying she's looking forward to honoring her time and shifting the narrative of female elites sprinting. In other news, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria 18 and Under-20 Championships, which will take place from June 30th to African athletes, Under 18 and Under 20 Championships, which will take place from June 30th to July 1st in Shagamu, Ogun State. A preparatory match on June 29th and aims to win a record-extending 10th continental title. For Women's African Cup of Nations WAFCON, the team will face arch-rivals Ghana's Black Queens in a preparatory match on June 29th and aims to win a record-extending 10th continental title. Lastly, Super Eagles winger Moses Simon has completed his transfer to French Ligue 1 side Paris FC, signing a 3-year contract with the club. Simon joins Paris FC after 6 successful seasons with FC Nantes. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dogo, NTA News.
Many thanks, Wayne, and that concludes the English version of the news for tonight. Our translators are standing by. Good evening.
Ama baje shaje wo wona ya bi ya sakwa ba kusha gbeda iwa na ba shawa beda iwa mo press so ayuba mo wa ja na ba ye goga gwamnati kwa godo ko shi atutun baba be ina biegi okwani shi gwamnati bugba nkoche tulo kwaje ge ko shi abelo ko fi ekin tukoda je Bola Tinubu gbagbatu wa ga nga shi aba baba be ekin na biegi batuko no agaluko bagbato kai senator Shikpajeda Gospel Akpabio be gwo gaye ekituko dada sanu wo be gu kugbo amato zokolu amato lobaya eki tukoda apata Oneze Yakubu wada ege tukoda labwala wo ye minister Kizinanya yeso wike na tutuma na iwo shinlo wagodo wike ga nge wo ba godo wa shi atutu she tukoda anga ga shimba ntige ayabwa abigi ike ikwa na baji jabwa ga Sultan Sokoto nya nge ala salaje tukoda ake nya Mohammed Saad Abubakar wala bagbatuga nganyi pie alami siwi shibache tnai na vie ko pie kwanyi nge na ye nu ko jin nge Muharram nyi pie nkumsi enu ai rabokun ai bwa nge hijira zojin salaje an pie eye weweyinya Shekpejeda Sultan Badagunya ye Professor Sambo Wali Junaidu waziri Sokoto nya wona be ina na baji ye bayin siyasa gbadagun APC in Buhari gwamnati bibi ko kukule ashe bayan la fagan bi gbagin won bai za Buhari gwamnati bibi shi kwaje zan shi agwada wai ga inga yi za da je Joshua Ishaku Musa wana bai gi APC gbadagun wai za shi kwaje Buhari gwamnati ya zan shi jasun in PDP sapa gbadagun Julius Adamu wana bai gi in PDP ya fita wai za Buhari shi kwaje zan shi agwada wai ga zaza ina lawo na asa ya kwen wo ku bugba finuwa ntige atazan ya nukwa izan agigi azan mana ni zan agigi za wata gwana yin gobe gwa su ibaja na bayi wo nsu shekwa sai inwa ya fina mada sai su
kálẹ̀ o ìròyìn ló ń dé sí etí bọyín láti lè ṣe amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún làbújá ọláyínká adéníjì ni oníròyìn yín pípèsè àwọn ohun mérìírí àti irúfẹ́ rẹ̀ fún aráàlú láìsí àní-àní yóò túbọ̀ máa gbilẹ̀ sí i nítorí èyí ló jẹ wá lógún pàápàá jùlọ ìlérí alámúṣẹ ìjọba lọ́ọ́lọ́ọ́ yìí ààrẹ bọ́lá ahmed tinubu ló fìdí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí múlẹ̀ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ níbi ayẹyẹ ìpàṣẹ lílo ibùdókọ̀ ńlá tó wà ní ìletò kúgbó nílùú àbújá aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn wa ọ̀nàzé yakub jábọ̀ wípé ààrẹ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣojúṣòfin àgbà godswill akpabio ló ṣáájú ààrẹ bọ́lá ahmed tinubu níbi ayẹyẹ ọ̀hún ní báyìí sultan ti ìpínlẹ̀ sokoto tó tún jẹ́ ààrẹ káfàtà fún gbogbo iṣẹ́ àti ìṣe islam lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí mohammed saad abubakar ti fìdí rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ wípé alámísì tí í ṣe ọjọ́ kẹrìndínlọ́gbọ̀n oṣù tá a wà yìí ní ọjọ́ kìíní ti muharram lẹ́yìn hijra ní èyí tí ń ṣe ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ọdún tuntun islam lágbàáyé nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan èyí tí ó ti ọwọ́ alága ẹgbẹ́ olùbádámọ̀ràn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn àti irúfẹ́ rẹ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ sokoto ìyẹn ọ̀mọ̀wé sambo wali junaid tó tún jẹ́ waziri sokoto ni wọ́n ti ṣàgbékalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ náà. Àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú olóṣùṣọwọ̀ APC ti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Buhari ti ṣàṣekágbá ètò yíyan ẹni tí yóò ṣojú ẹgbẹ́ wọn nínú ìbò àwọn alága ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ mẹ́fẹ̀ẹ̀fà tó ń bọ̀ nílùú Àbújá nírọ̀wọ́rọ̀sẹ̀ ní ètò náà lọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn ènìyàn tó wà níbẹ̀ ṣe sọ. Bákan náà ni àwọn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alábùradà PDP ṣe irúfẹ́ ètò yìí tí wọ́n sì yan Julius Adamu gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tí ó gbégbá orókè láti ṣojú ẹgbẹ́ wọn tó rìn ọ̀hún kò ní ju báyìí lọ. ìmúlò ní kọ́ńpù àgbọ̀nsá ìlú ni ọ̀hún èmi rẹ̀ lájọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà yìí o ẹ̀jẹ̀ àṣekúdára ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan láwùjọ kásùn láyọ̀.